Hello students, welcome back to the e-learning session. Now today, as I had already told you, we need to discuss on some queries. Okay, so this session is a query session dedicated to those students who have shown interest in asking their queries, and their queries are now being discussed in this video. This session is for queries based on first lesson, that is nutrition in plants, second lesson nutrition in animals, and third lessons fiber to fabric. Okay, in nutrition in plants, let us have an overview of what we had. Okay, autotrophic mode of nutrition, the animals in which, the mode of nutrition in which animals produce their food by themselves. Heterotrophic, animals are dependent on someone else. Saprotrophic, dependent on dead and decaying material. Okay, then photosynthesis we saw. Related to photosynthesis, there are some queries. Okay, a query is asked by Samruddhi Phopse. Okay, Samruddhi Phopse is a student and she has asked, how do plants and animals get their food? How do plants and animals get their food? प्लांट का तो मुझे समझ गया, बट एनिमल्स के लिए क्यों, एनिमल्स के लिए हाउ वी गेट, यू डोंट नो हाउ वी गेट द फूड. वी ईट, राइट, वी कंज्यूम, वी आर कंज्यूमर्स, producers are plant. How plant get their food? Plant prepares its food by itself by taking raw materials. Plant takes up water and minerals from the soil. Plant takes up carbon dioxide from the air through the stomata. Then plant also gets sunlight, and sunlight falls on the leaves. Leaves contains a molecule called as chlorophyll, और वो क्लोरोफिल है, वो क्लोरोफिल की वजह से ही जो सनलाइट की जो सोलर एनर्जी होती है, वो सोलर एनर्जी क्लोरोफिल की वजह से एब्जॉर्ब हो जाती है और उसका कन्वर्शन होता है केमिकल एनर्जी में. सो इट मीन्स दैट द कन्वर्शन ऑफ सोलर एनर्जी इनटू केमिकल एनर्जी इज डन ड्यू टू द क्लोरोफिल मॉलिक्यूल, ड्यू टू विच कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स आर प्रोड्यूस्ड, और इसी वजह से कार्बोहाइड्रेट यानी कि फूड मटेरियल प्रोड्यूस होता है. राइट, देन हाउ डू प्लांट्स देयर गेट देयर रॉ मटेरियल, ये एक क्वेश्चन है. प्लांट्स गेट्स सनलाइट थ्रू gets sunlight, it falls on leaves and it absorbs through chlorophyll. Okay, now what is important again for the as a raw material? CO2. CO2 is there. The CO2, plants consume the same CO2 from atmosphere through the stomata they take, right, and produce the oxygen. Then water is required, water is taken through roots, as simple as that, right? So these are the doubts of Samruddhi on the first lesson. Now again Harshal Amle is having a doubt about how nutrients are replenished in the soil. First of all, nutrients का replenishment क्या होता है समझ लीजिए. Nutrients getting replenished means it is getting back. The nutrients which were absorbed by plants are now eaten up by animals. Now the same nutrients which were in the soil are in the body of animal. When animal excretes or when animal becomes dead, it is again given back to the soil. So this is called as nutrient replenishment. But in that we saw a role of rhizobium. What rhizobium does? Symbiotic relationship, right? It provides the nitrogen, it provides nitrogen to the plants, and in turn it lives there. Okay, it lives there. So in this way the new soil nutrients are replenished. As well as we can add manure and fertilizer. बहुत बार होता है कि सॉइल में न्यूट्रिएंट बिल्कुल कम हो जाते हैं, सो वी कैन ऐड द मैन्योर एंड द फर्टिलाइजर सो दैट न्यूट्रिएंट लेवल कैन बी अगेन मेंटेन बैक एज इट वाज. ओके, सो इन दिस वे न्यूट्रिएंट्स कैन बी रिप्लेनिश्ड इनसाइड द सॉइल. ओके हर्षल, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज अबाउट द सेम यूनिट फ्रॉम खनक बागड़े, that is symbiotic relationship. A relationship in which both the interacting species are benefited. Both the interacting, आप ये वीडियोस देख रहे हो, ठीक है, तो आपको नॉलेज मिल रहा है, मैं ये वीडियो बना रहा हूँ, आई एम फुलफिलिंग माई ड्यूटी, आई एम गेटिंग द सेटिस्फैक्शन ऑफ परफॉर्मिंग माई ड्यूटी, राइट? सो बोथ आर गेटिंग बेनिफिटेड. As both are getting benefited here, this such a relationship is symbiosis relationship. राइजोबियम का बैक्टीरिया क्या करता है? व्हाट राइजोबियम डज? इट लिव्स इनसाइड द रूट नोड्यूल्स. ऐसा कोई रूट है और रूट के अंदर नोड्यूल्स रहते हैं, ठीक है, बल्जिंग पोर्शन, लेग्यूमिनस प्लांट का रूट्स. इन द रूट नोड्यूल्स राइजोबियम लिव्स. सो इट मीन्स इट इज टेकिंग द रूट नोड्यूल्स ऑफ द लेग्यूमिनस प्लांट एज अ प्लेस टू लिव. तो उसको एक बेनिफिट मिल गया दैट इट कैन लिव हियर। दूसरा बेनिफिट वो प्लांट को देगा, प्लांट के रूट में रह रहा है ना, सो इट विल गिव प्लांट सम बेनिफिट। व्हाट काइंड ऑफ बेनिफिट इट कैन गिव? It can give the nitrogen present in the soil in a form of usable form and it can give to the plants. So nitrogen fixing bacteria है rhizobium. Rhizobium is a nitrogen fixing bacteria and it can give back the nutrients. It can give back the nutrients to the plant which are present in the soil. So in this way symbiosis is a relationship, okay, in which both the species, rhizobium is getting a shelter to live and the plant is getting the nitrogen, so both are benefited. So such a relationship is called as symbiosis. Okay, now Isha Chinnawar has asked about what are partial heterotrophs. Partial heterotrophs का मतलब क्या है? Partial heterotrophs means, partial का मतलब होता है आधा अधूरा, ठीक है, means half. Partial means half. Heterotroph means those who can not produce their food on their own, which are dependent on someone else. But partial, आधे heterotroph मतलब क्या? They are autotrophs actually. They do contain chlorophyll. Like we saw the example of parasites. Which parasite? Insectivorous plant. Insectivorous plants can be called as partial heterotrophs because they do have green pigment inside them, but they cannot produce the energy in that amount. They cannot produce the energy or the food material in required amount, so that's why they need to depend on insect, so they will feed insect as well. Okay, so this is a partial heterotroph, means they are not complete heterotrophs, they are not complete autotrophs, they are partial heterotrophs. Majorly they are dependent on someone else, that's why called heterotroph, but still they have chlorophyll, so that's why they are called as partial heterotrophs. Okay, so this is about the partial heterotrophs. Now let us move to the second unit. Second unit, Samruddhi has asked questions about second unit and the same question is asked by Yashu Rathod as well. Okay, so the question is about egestion. The process of taking in food inside our body is called as ingestion, but the process of throwing food outside the body, which food? Undigested food. So the process of elimination of undigested food from the body is called as egestion. Egestion is nothing but very simple process in the body. In the body, when assimilation process takes place. This is also asked by Yeshu. Let us have a look at assimilation. ठीक है, कि assimilation का क्या मतलब होता है? When assimilation process takes place, assimilation means what? Assimilation means the food particles which are broken down, the complex food materials which are broken down, their simple forms are ready now to being absorbed. Okay, it are absorbed also, and the absorbed nutrients are utilized by our body. Okay, so this is called as assimilation. Getting it? The villi in the small intestine are meant for absorption. वो absorb करने में help करेंगे. villi के बाद किसका काम आता है? When the villi absorb, it is thrown into blood. Blood के through जगह जगह पर चले जाएंगे wherever the requirement is there, and when they will be absorbed by the particular required place from where the requirement was, जहाँ से requirement थी वहाँ से अगर absorb हो गया कोई nutrient, that process we can call as assimilation. Okay, means they are utilized for making proteins, carbohydrate. Okay, absorb, nutrients are absorbed, first of all broken down, then absorbed, and then utilized. So such a process is called as assimilation. Okay, so this is about the second unit. Again Samruddhi has a doubt about rumination. Okay, rumination. Rumination means what? What can you call as rumination? Rumen एक organ है, अगर आपने पढ़ा है. Inside the digestive system of grass eating animals there is another sac like structure called as rumen. What that rumen is meant for? The animals like cow, buffalo chew the grass and directly swallow it. They eat the grass, directly swallow it and store it inside the rumen. Why they store it inside the rumen? Because rumen contains a bacteria which can degrade the cellulose degrading bacteria होते हैं rumen में. So that's why the food stays there for some time, gets degraded by the cellulose degrading bacteria, and then in small lumps it again comes back to the mouth, then the animal again chews it and sends it to stomach for further digestion. Okay, and such animals which have rumen, which perform the process of rumination. Okay, such a process is called as rumination and the animals are called as ruminants. All right, I hope you have understood this. Okay, now again next question are from the third unit. Okay, Samruddhi has too many questions. Okay, Samruddhi has again asked about the third unit, hairs and their role, means how hairs are responsible for keeping our body warm. देखो कंडक्टर इंसुलेटर हमने पढ़ लिया है, आपके जो यूनिट नंबर आपका 4th था, हीट. इन द यूनिट नंबर 4th हीट वी हैव डिस्कस अबाउट कंडक्टर एंड इंसुलेटर. सो हेयर का और बॉडी के हीट मेंटेन होने का रोल क्या है? हेयर एक्ट एज ए इंसुलेटर. हेयर एक्ट्स एज अ इंसुलेटर व्हेन द सराउंडिंग टेम्परेचर इज एक्सट्रीम. यानी बाहर अगर बहुत ठंड है तो हमारी बॉडी की हीट बाहर जाती नहीं है और बाहर की अंदर आती नहीं है. वाई? बिकॉज हेयर्स आर इन बिटवीन एंड हेयर्स एक्ट एज एन इंसुलेटर ऑफ हीट. So that is why they are very important for keeping our body warm. And the next question from the same unit is what is rearing? ठीक है, what is rearing? Rearing का मतलब क्या होता है? Rearing means पालना. For example, you see a dog, you see many stray dogs जो रास्ते से घूमते हैं. You see many stray dogs wandering here and there on roads. Okay, their nutrition is very less. Okay, they might be diseased, they might bite anyone, right? The food that they are getting is very less. So if the same dogs are adopted by someone, then that process we can call as rearing. Okay, but वो beneficial नहीं है, they are just pets. Okay, they are pet. But here sheep, we have learned in the unit that sheep are reared. What is mean by reared? Then we have to rear them, we have to provide them particular kind of food, we have to take care of them, we have to allow them or provide them the growth environment in which they can grow, and then they will grow and then they will give us the fleece. Okay, we can take out the fleece afterwards, right? So this is about the rearing. And then a question is asked by Anushka Tagalpallewar about the selective breeding. एक क्वेश्चन पूछा है आपने selective breeding. Selective breeding means allowing the animal to reproduce. Okay, and we want the better species to reproduce. Means such a species or such a sheep which is giving good quality wool should be allowed to reproduce with another species of sheep which also gives good quality wool, right? If a good quality yielding sheep is allowed to mate with a poor wool quality yielding sheep, then it will not create the offsprings beneficial. हमको क्या चाहिए? सामने आने वाली जनरेशन सभी यूजफुल हो. उसके लिए क्या कर सकते हैं? अलाउ, चूज द पेरेंट्स, दैट इज द पेरेंट्स विथ गुड wool yielding capacity are chosen and they are allowed to then reproduce, and the next generation we are getting will yield the good quality wool. All right, so this is about the selective breeding. Okay, this is just a concept you should understand. Okay, all right, so this is about the doubts that students have asked about the first lesson, second lesson and third lesson. All right, so I hope now many students might think that मैंने भी पूछना चाहिए था. Okay, but now time is not there. For the fourth and fifth lesson you can send me your doubts. Okay, when you will watch this video, as soon as after you watch this video, send me your doubts. Okay, so that we can solve the doubt at the earliest and send in the video coming on 29th. Okay, all the best for the exam. Thank you.